My name is Mandi Marcantonio, and I'm a senior at Arvada West High School. I am currently enrolled in the Teacher Cadet program, have been for 2 years now, and I teach at Oberon Middle School, 8th grade English. It's very different. It definitely gives you a perspective of what it's like to be a teacher, and the hands-on experience has really helped me decide whether or not teaching is the right path for me. And just the overall feel of being in a classroom. I love the kids and I love the atmosphere, and just getting up and teaching is something I enjoy. I have second guessed myself all the time about whether or not teaching is something that is going to actually last for me, because I'm worried I might not get a job when I get out of school, and so, or whether or not I'll be able to keep it if they cut me at my position or something. So it's definitely a risky field to be getting into right now. It's a lot of work and commitment, and you just have to be ready for whatever it throws at you, and I'm ready to do that, and I'm still not backing down on my decision. It's just kind of scary. Well, at the rally, I really hope that the legislature understands how tight school budgets are. Classroom sizes are bigger all the time. It makes it a lot more difficult to teach from my perspective, as well as to learn. And just the programs that get cut really are the programs that define who kids are. And with those getting cut, they don't have a lot of options anymore. And with the furlough days being put in place, it really cuts down on instruction time, and then the curriculum gets cut down and we don't learn as much as we probably should be. I'm going because not only am I a student that supports it and that realizes what we need from the legislature, but I am a future teacher. I know that their salaries were cut as well, and they don't deserve that at all. They definitely deserve more than they get. They work all the time. When they leave the school, they take stuff home with them to do, and there's not many places that people work at where it's like that. You usually leave your work at work and go home, and that's not the case with teachers, and I think people just take advantage of them, and they need their salary just as much as any other business or person in the work field does. I want not only better for the teachers that I know now, but I want better for myself and better for my friends who are going to be teachers as well. So it's something that needs to happen, and the kids that I teach need better in their schools. So it's definitely a cause that I support. Well, my education has definitely changed over the past few years. We didn't have the technology at Oberon that we do now. It was way more limited when I was in middle school, and the class sizes were smaller. I noticed they get bigger every year. Half the time we run out of desks for students in classrooms. Teachers sometimes have up to 37, 40 kids in a class, and that makes it a lot harder to learn as well as teach in that environment. And our technology, we can't keep up with it. A lot of our technology is getting older, and it can't suffice our uses anymore. So you definitely notice a system that's becoming more weak. The biggest class size I've been in has probably been around 37. When you have a really big class size, the teacher, it takes them longer to get everybody situated and started on either a lesson or an activity. And if everybody's raising their hand for help, there's no way they can get around to help you. And I've actually had to rely a lot on Google and just the internet at home if I don't understand something, because there's just not enough time to get to everybody and teach a lesson at the same time. And I feel really bad for them and the other kids that really need help as well. Yeah. We talk in Teacher Cadet how there are schools that are more underprivileged, like they don't have smart boards and they don't have laptops of any sort or anything. I'm just like, well, how do they do school? And coming from a teacher that might have to teach in a school like that, I don't know how I would teach. I can't even imagine. I don't know how they do it, because everything is so technology driven, and without having access to that, I don't know how kids are even functioning or learning. Like, it's amazing to me. I have noticed cuts with them wanting to cut a band and orchestra and just cut it down to smaller classes, which is pretty much impossible because there's a lot of kids that take that class. And the teacher cadet program has been mentioned as a cut because it's only for a certain amount of kids, and that's something that's near and dear to my heart that I hate to see leave the program, the school. So that's definitely changed, and when I was in middle school, they cut so many classes from there. When I saw their registration, I couldn't believe the classes that had disappeared from the 4 years that I had been there, and it was just unbelievable to me. People need to start putting education first. It's always just kind of the first thing that gets cut all the time. It's like, oh, not a big deal. They'll still get through school. They'll still graduate. But that's true to some extent, but I don't necessarily feel as prepared for college as I should be, because I don't feel like I have had the tools that I've needed, and that's because of the cuts and just not being able to keep up with the requirements of college. And so I feel like we need to start getting put first.